Origins of Thalryndd. Now, I could talk about mythical origins, or I could talk about what people believe the origins are, or things like that, but instead I'm going to talk about the real world origin of Thalryndd. And that's quite simple. The original version of Thalryndd came out because I found a map from my D&D 1e campaign back when I first played it, back in college when I was about 16. So we're talking about 11 years ago. Basically, me and my wife bought my parents' house off them. And during the move, I found a load of my old gaming notes when we were just clearing somewhere out. And I found a map I'd been drawing as my original 4 characters. Because characters died and blah blah, and the GM used to run really hard combat, and I always played the fighter. So yeah, I died a lot. So that was kind of where the basis was, because I thought, how great would it be to finally put that campaign to rest? How great would it be to say goodbye to those characters in ways I never got to? Because a lot of those characters I really loved playing as, or I quite liked them as I got older and kind of missed them to an extent and wanted to replay them again. This was a way for me to put this to rest. So I raised that to the party about running a Dungeons & Dragons 1e campaign, of which caused my YouTube videos to begin, because I started doing the vlogs about what was happening in sessions. Then I started to think more and more, and then I got asked if I'd run a 5e game for my sister-in-law, so I invited my brother in, because I've always wanted to have my brother as a player in one of my games, because he's the one who got me into tabletop role-playing games. So I thought, okay, let's have this there. And then as I thought more and more about things, I knew that the Dungeons & Dragons 1e campaign was going to set the tone for the world for a 5e campaign that I'm currently working on that will bring both of those two parties together for a 6-man party. And that's kind of where it all kind of went from. I started drawing maps, designs, naming countries, ideas where people might have come from, lore, history, that kind of thing. The last thing I didn't have was a name for the world. Originally, I thought this was going to be like a homebrew thing in Sword's Coast, in the Forgotten Realms universe, or near Baldur's Gate. Then, because I got into Critical Role, I thought set it off the coast of Menagerie Coast in Matt Mercer's homebrew world, because I didn't know at the time that Xandria was a homebrew world. I thought it was an aspect of the Forgotten Realms, because obviously Matt Mercer takes a lot of information from Wizards of the Coast and TSR, the original makers of Dungeons & Dragons. When I found out that it was a homebrew world, it kind of clicked in my head. This can be homebrew. This can be completely homebrew. This can be an entire world that is just mine and my friends to play in. So the last thing I needed was a name. And I decided, rather than try and come up with that myself, I put a vote to my Prime group, which is the group from the Travellers of Lacebark. We've been playing these kind of games together for about 5 years now. This is the main group. These are currently getting towards to be some of our longest campaigns. So this is going to be interesting. I made a batch of the group. I asked all 4 players to come up with a name. We voted on a name, and the name we came to was Thalryndd. So it stuck. That's the origins. I hope you liked this video. It went on a bit longer than I expected it to, and was a bit more heartfelt, because this is such a thing for me and my friends, and it's something so fantastic that I feel like we're doing. I hope you can take enjoyment in what we're doing as well. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe. Come back tomorrow for episode 2 of the December World Building Challenge from Faranesque. See ya.